What started as sort of a test printing for Halloween items turned out to become the ugliest Halloween painting I ever made. Want to see it? Hello print fans! Yeah, you want to see it? Well, I purchased some things from the dollar store, like these cute little silicone baking pans and cookie forms. I just wanted to test these before I go on to make a regular print. But that all went a little out of control, and I had to struggle to get the initial ideas back. So here I am brayering out one of my favorite colors, the transparent Red Iron Oxide by Golden. It is a very suitable color for Halloween, and it is, as usual, a good color if you need a little more time before the paint dries. I don't give any attention to the shape of the paper here, as this is supposed to be a test. That cookie form is a bit disappointing, but I didn't expect much of it. Very fun to do are these silicone skulls, pumpkins, and other cute horror faces, because you wiggle the silicone around and it will give you all sorts of different shapes and sizes, but not really very much in focus. An exception is this large bat. I just can't seem to get it right, so I'll try another pumpkin. And can you see how different it is from the first print? I won't give up on the bat, trying to press it down again. And now it looks like two heavily mutilated blob bats in a battle. Okay, so far so bad. Now I want to try some texture making with a plastic sheet. Even that doesn't work how I want it today. But look at the texture the paint itself gave me on the plate. That becomes important later. Okay, my secret weapon. A cardboard package from Grandma's Tzatziki, it says. I want to paint it directly and go directly on the plate with the blackened cardboard. I don't pay much attention to what's happening outside the cardboard, as this is supposed to be only a test. I put it next to the bat mess here. See these little ribbed pieces at the top? Like ears? Doesn't it look like a French bulldog? Well, I guess it could also be a cat. All animals are good for Halloween. I'm deciding that the test print will be the real piece, and I'm cleaning the sides with a baby wipe, thereby also giving it a better A4 shape. I don't mind the black spots on the left. As you'll see, I got 4 more serious issues to come. The sheet that I'm taking the first print with is larger than the motif and will give me a nice rim, which I will also ruin later. This is what it looks like now. I'm still optimistic, although I don't think the black colossus can work as a bulldog. I'll print more on this, but first I'd like to try to work on some little shapes to get an idea where this is going. I start with a black pencil for the cookie pumpkin. And yes, I like how it comes to life with a few shadows. And look at how the black overlapping the orange created this interesting skin on the pumpkin. Or is it some strange skin disease? Anyway, I work it out a little. And here's my favorite skull. The resist that I have here gives him also some skin. There must have been a little moisture on the plate when I put that color on. This was not planned. Maybe from the baby wipe I cleaned it with. Look at that cute face. I love it when a little decalcomania happens accidentally. I'm working out the eyes. This is extra interesting. And I'll say it now, I will also lose this one later in a complete mess. Now I have to do something about the bats. And I'm trying some negative printing from the Gelli plate. I'm brayering out some black on my small plate. And then I'm pressing the bat into that plate. I'm sort of moving the plate around it to get most of the shape. Ah, now it looks like a spider. I don't mind spiders for Halloween, but I don't want one in this painting. So I'm taking the negative that is still on the plate and cleaning the space around it. Sorry, I'm a bit off camera and I'm using some cotton swabs to get into those delicate shapes. So beware, little spider, that bat is gonna eat you. I'm putting it on there. You can already see the shape is better, but I still don't like it that much. I think I want to get rid of that body. Now I'm coming in with this stuff, which is going to be my downfall. I don't know if it's supposed to be a spider's web or something. It's a very interesting piece of fabric. So to keep this sort of in a shape when I'm putting on the fabric, I'm masking off the edges with some masking tape. I'm brayering out this paint for quite some time because I want to have a thin layer so that the fabric pattern doesn't get too dark. Here you can see that the gel plate still makes this resist, which is interesting. And I'm coming in with my rice paper, and this is nice, as you can see where it has already picked up and where not. You have to rub it in one direction because otherwise you just get a mess. You can't tape it really because it would move anyway. So it looks quite nice and not too dark. At least that's what I think when I'm pressing on the original. I don't have to wait any longer because this is the open paint. And look at that. It's not uninteresting and halfway of what I wanted it to be, but almost all the shapes are gone. So I'm trying to be quick and get off some paint here. And I managed to get that face. And I managed to get the other little faces. But what I did with a pencil, I completely lost. And I also lost a lot of this decalcomania in between. I'm getting real angry now about myself. This is horrible. At least I can try to get rid of that body, but that doesn't work. And I get carried away now, also working with a baby wipe on my, what at one place was a bulldog, and I don't know what it'll become now. This is the ugliest mess I ever made. Maybe I should keep it like this as a proof. So guys, this is what to avoid. I should have made sure that the pattern is not too dark before I put it over the whole painting. And taking off the masking tape doesn't make it much better, does it? But I won't give up on this one. This is a little sweet package I made out of rice paper, because for Halloween you also need the sweets, right? So I'm just trying some new things to cheer me up. So this looks like quite a nice impression, and I'm cleaning the surroundings. So ready to go in a space where I hadn't printed anything before. Rubbing the paper against it from the back. That is quite nice. But you see here that pumpkin in the middle. It turned out really nice after I made a second print on it. So I'll try the same with the skull. My poor skull, I lost him. Ooh, that's crazy. It looks like a clown's face. How did that happen? Anyway, I still have this impression of the skull, and I clean it, and it will go on the other skull that I ruined. Right here. A little dog. It's okay, but it's not the cute one I had before. This one I can fix, I'm sure. And look at that. The skin disease got even better. Yeah, the pumpkin looks real mean. The skull too. And the bat with the wrong body. I'll do something to that as well. Naja. There's another new face. So what I do is keep on working out. Little more shadows. And now I'm coming in with the Caran white for some highlights. That will tear me up. This new skull, I want to keep it rather dark, but it also has to get some highlights. It's a little bit behind the bat's wing, but I need to, how do you say, enhance the eye rims, the bone that comes up there, and the teeth, of course. And a little more to that lovely pumpkin. And speaking of shadows, I want to study this structure, the fabric that I printed, a little more, and giving those strings a little more shadows. And it has a good effect, I think. Also giving the bat a little more shape, getting better and better. And some highlights. This is just gonna remain a clown, I think. I'm not gonna turn it into a skull again. And some highlights for the bonbon, for the sweet package. This is a treat that I'm not gonna use because it's like a lolly stick. I could use it for doing that, but I want to give it to the neighbors' kids so they can stick it in their mouth and look funny. And now I'm not gonna try on my face and let you watch that. So I went to the dollar store again, and can you believe it? They're almost out of Halloween items. It's all Christmas there now. So I got this nice skeleton hand with a ribbon and a rose. You can obviously put it in your hair or something. That could go here. And these are some straws that have these mini beds and mini pumpkins. So That painting is horrible already. I might just as well fill it up with a lot of stuff. This is a glass actually with a skull. I'm getting rid of that tacky rose, and so I want to print the hand. Oh, broke off a finger already. Taking the sides off with, is that a Deli paper? I think it's a Deli paper this time. But it works well, and I still have to clean up in between the fingers. Nice print, it looks like. So I'm placing it over that blob that used to be my bulldog. I don't know, because the shape underneath is pretty dark. So I don't know if it's if it goes well. See that here? I ruined the rim on the side. I'm turning it around so I can press the paper on better. And when I took it off, it's true, you don't see that much, but I'm going to change that a little bit. Now I'm going for these mini pieces, this mini ghost. As usual, going around it with a cotton swab. Same with a little pumpkin. Nice. This one goes there. And I have, this is a bag actually made of felt. And I have another pumpkin that I'm ripping off. And I'm printing it directly. Right there. Now for the plastic glass skull. It has skulls on both sides. You see? It looks very nice. The head is a bit flat, isn't it? It looks like a glass. I'm putting it here. So maybe I can get a connection between this one and the hand up there. It looks like there's a hand, probably the hand of God. Oh no, the hand of the devil, of course, coming down and creating all these horrible faces. And another mini skull. Nope, not using that one. And another mini bat. It's a baby bat, just learning to fly. And another skull that I'm pressing right under the big bat. And now it looks like the bat has a skull in his fingers. Claws, I mean claws. Bat claws. And I'm giving the smaller pieces nice shadows, just a better shape. But just very lightly. A little bit in the eyes. Yep, and here's my new skull. The baby bed. Cute. It's a little bit like with, I think, when you're writing a book or so, like you fall in love with the characters you create. I am so in love with all these. I know it's really a shitty painting, but I just love all the characters in it. Here I'm defining the skeleton hand just with white, as I do with the skull here. The skull has three rows of teeth. Naja, I don't know where that came from. And also I'm putting highlights on this woven pattern. This pumpkin is a very good example of how everything gets better the more layers you have. And then you scratch off a layer and put on another one, and you mess with that one too. That can be very interesting. So I'm very happy with that one pumpkin, but that's all. Those two black blobs on the left side, in the lower left side, they're way too dark. So what I'm trying is print the same thing over it with some white paints. And it looks very promising. Yep, I like that. And another one of those of the felt pumpkin. And here I have some lollies. Do you say lollies? I don't know. The green and the yellow and the white, they actually have a cat and a pumpkin and a skull face, but I don't know if they'll work. It's not really well defined. But this chocolate thing, it works well. Back to my pencils again, but I really speed this up a lot, as you noticed already, for the sake of the length of the video. So this is the chocolate pumpkin, and I quite like it. It's a little different from the others. And it smiles. I don't know if this is the right occasion for smiling, but maybe it is a mean smile. What I'm doing here is, I really don't know if you can see it, but I'm writing Happy Halloween, and I'm sort of integrating it into the strings of that fabric. As nobody can tell what it means, I'm surrounding it with a micron pen. I think that was a good idea I had. I like that. So I finally finished this awful painting. This ugly, ugly painting. But the closer I look at it, the more I like it. See, the cat made it into the picture on the left. And I don't know what to do with this one. I think I'm going to give it to the neighbor's kids, because they will like it for sure. Have a happy Halloween. See you next week.